What is the craziest thing that a boy has ever done to get your attention?
Nobody does anything crazy to get my attention. I don't know. As far as guys,
They don't work hard enough, do they?
Like, I don't know. I can't remember, so I guess, you know, I guess there hasn't been anything.
Kind of made
Which is good, so it's like easier. The bar's set really low for anyone who I date in the future to come in and be like a great guy. I'll be like, how, you exist? This is crazy.
And does your boyfriend like the way it smells?
I don't have one. I keep telling you that. I don't have like even kind of a boyfriend.
Not even kind.
I don't have someone that I'm texting that's a guy that might someday be my boyfriend. There's like nothing going on right now.
That's pathetic.
Yeah. Just like,
you're busy.
yeah, well,
You're
yeah,
very, very
of
busy.
course.
I've been thinking about addiction, and I've been thinking about people who, if they're either suffering through mental illness or they're suffering through addiction, or they have an everyday struggle. No one pats them on the back every day, but every day they are actively fighting something. But there are so many days that nobody gives them credit for that.
Yeah.
And so how often must somebody who's in that sort of internal struggle must want to say to everyone in the room, you have no idea how close I am to going back to a dark place, or you have no idea.
You have no idea how hard it is to get to the point where you guys think is still shitty.
Yes, and then the second verse is about, you know, someone who felt like they had a lot of potential in their life. I think there are a lot of mechanisms for us in our school days, in high school or college, to excel and to be patted on the back for something. And then I think a lot of people get out of school, and there are less abilities for them to get gold stars.
Yeah.
And then you have to make all these decisions, and you have to pave your own way, and there's no set class course you can take, and and I think a lot of people feel really swept up in that. And so I was thinking about this person who is really lost in life and then starts drinking, and every second is trying not to.
Yeah.
You're supposed to ring.
But I don't want to. I don't want to.
Okay, all right.
It makes me feel so bad about myself. Every time I come up here, you put like a different dude up there on the screen. There's never been two guys on the screen 2 visits in a row. It's sad.
You know, it's interesting that in your songs, you're still the outsider. With all the success.
Yeah, my mom talks to me a lot about that, because I think you kind of get set in how you feel when you're in school. Like, I could be sitting in the front row at an award show and I still don't feel like a cool kid. Like,
To this day. And
Like
you are the
ever.
cool kid now.
Is your life at all normal?
No,
No.
not at all.
What's the most abnormal?
The most abnormal thing about my life is having sort of crowds form everywhere you go. And just everywhere. So that starts happening, and then you have to take security everywhere you go. All of a sudden, you realize that you have not been alone, truly, for 5 years.
I try not to ever really say where I am the most, because since all my addresses are on the internet, people tend to show up uninvited. Like, you know, dudes that think we have an imaginary marriage.
You mentioned that you keep wound dressing with you?
Yeah, I've had a lot of stalkers show up to the house armed, so we have to think that way. There are times when I feel like with everything that's in my control, I can make myself seem like someone who doesn't have an abnormal life. And I try that every day. Every day it's like, how do I make myself, among my friends and family and my loved ones, not see this big elephant that's in the room for our normal life, because I don't want the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna be in my life, I feel like there's a certain amount that comes with it that I can't stop from happening.
Yeah.
I can't stop from you getting a call in the morning that says, you know, the tabloids are writing this today. I can't help it if there's a guy with a long lens camera 2 miles away with a telescope lens taking pictures of you. I can't stop those things from happening. And so this song was basically like, is it enough? Is the stuff that I can control enough to sort of block out the things that I can't? So it makes me really emotional to hear this song.
Can you just kind of sum up this whole year?
Yeah, no, I have no idea how this happens.
This is like, I mean, and I know that this is probably never going to happen to me again like this. Like this kind of a year is so rare and so unique. Every album I put out has had its own different kind of feeling for the way that the year has gone. And this is such a unique feeling with Red. Like the fact that the fans got me to win Artist of the Year for the third time is kind of, to me, hard to even wrap my mind around. Like, I just sometimes I'm so happy I'm scared, if that makes any sense. Like,
well, with what you just said, it does make sense, because you don't think you're ever going to be able to achieve something like this again. And why?
Because I do that every time I win an award. Like, I just feel like this has got to be it. People are going to get sick of me, clearly. I'm always sick of me. One song on the album called Soon You'll Get Better that I can't even really hear, I can't even listen to.
She won't talk specifically about her inspiration, but it comes at a time when her mother, Andrea, who was battling cancer, suffered a relapse.
It's really interesting because I don't think I have written a song quite like that before. And it's just sort of like, it's just a tough one.
I can imagine, but I can also tell you, having listened to it, that it's universal.
It's just not something that we deal with until we have to, until we see it, until we experience it, until someone close to us is going through something like that. And so writing about it was really emotional, and I'm just gonna stop talking about it now.
Interesting.
Can you do anything? You use the word normal, so I'll use it. Can you do anything like a normal person? Can you go out for a coffee? Can you go shopping? Or is everything an event with tons of paparazzi following you?
Anything outside my house or my apartment doesn't ever really feel normal. I try so hard to make it normal because I don't engage, like if I'm being followed by a camera crew and all these paparazzi, they know that I don't want to have a conversation. And in New York, they're very respectful of that. Like, they just take their pictures and they say thank you and they leave. I don't want to make it into a press conference.
This week was the American election, and we have 2 Americans here.
Yeah.
And you've been very secretive about how you vote, what you're voting for.
Well, I mean, I just figure I'm a 22-year-old singer, and you know, I don't know if people really want to hear my political views. I think they just kind of want to hear me sing songs about breakups and feelings.
Sometimes it feels absolutely stifling and overwhelming, to be honest with you. My friends wouldn't want that either. But in my apartment, in my house, we can bake, we can make dinner, we can dance, we can do whatever we want. It's just that it's just a fact that when I'm outside the doors of my apartment, people are watching me, and that's the life that I chose.
And you're okay with it?
I have days where I am, days where I'm not. You know, like, I don't think anyone has a solid stance on any way that they feel. Like, it's like saying, are you happy every day?